Jason Momoa has absolutely wrecked that certain Aquaman starlet to the point that the mainstream media, the media that likes to shill for that certain Aquaman starlet, they're admitting now that Jason Momoa, he's no longer backing her. Get this. He's now backing JD. I mean, that is a huge thing for them to go on record and actually say. And here's the thing. You don't have to take their word for it either. The proof, it is out there. It is easy to see. You can see Jason Momoa, for example, following JD on Instagram. He started doing this when JD was on the stand. That tells you, front and center. This guy, he believes JD. He's listening to what's going on. This is far from one-sided, too. I mean, if you go through and you look at JD's following, lo and behold, who's right there in front of you? It's one Jason Momoa, the guy who shares screen time with that certain Aquaman starlet. You have a reciprocal relationship here. Now, she was not happy about this either, to the point that if you look at the top of her following page, you'll notice Jason Momoa is a new entry. Why? Because she recently unfollowed him, and not only unfollowed him, but unfollowed the Aquaman movie that both of them are actually the stars of. That says a lot to you too, right? Now, you and we're going to talk about what the mainstream has to say about this today. And remember, the backdrop to this is a petition that asks for the removal of a certain Aquaman starlet from Aquaman 2. Look at how many signatures this thing has gotten as of late. 2,327,329 signatures and counting. And to give that number a bit of perspective, to say that maybe, just maybe, this is why stars like Jason Momoa and the mainstream media would pay attention. If this suddenly sprouted into a top 10 U.S. city, we would be talking about, get this, the fourth largest city in the United States. This would be bigger than Houston, Texas. I mean, that's how much support that one thing alone has. Yeah, talk about crazy. Fun times, huh? Fun times indeed. So, hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day, by the way. I hope you are doing excellently. And before we look at that article, you have to understand that there is a bit of background to this. And that background, well, it was all caused by that certain Aquaman starlet. In fact, if you look at the exhibits that they provided for their case, this would be the headers for all of their evidence, you'll notice something that is clear and present. They keep bringing up the catalyst for Jason Momoa's career, the thing that thrust him right into the spotlight in everyone's home. They have Aquaman. You can see it over and over again. You also, as you scan down, you find Aquaman 2. This was a big no-no, by the way. They were told in no uncertain terms, do not bring this movie into all of this. That'll burn your bridges with Warner forever. But speaking of burning bridges, imagine you find personal communications in here. And that's what's happening. You have Zack Snyder, his personal communications with that certain Aquaman starlet. Notice this isn't text, by the way. It's texts, plural. You also have James Wan. That would be the director of Aquaman 2. Again, not text, but texts, plural. And then, well, if you look at Jason Momoa was added to this, and he was added, at least by the wording here, for text singular. So his name gets added to something he does not want to be added to. I am sure he was not happy about it all, and I think he said something, and so did Warner Brothers. That's why, in my opinion, we saw the reaction that we did from that certain Aquaman starlet just a few short weeks ago, where, like I was saying before, she unfollowed Jason Momoa, which was shocking enough, but also she unfollowed the Aquaman movie too, and the only reason that she decided to follow these back, get this, we were talking about it live, we were laughing about that. If you've been keeping up with the case, you'll understand. I've been listed in 3 court documents now, possibly a 4th, so yeah, we had somebody watching live in real time. She ended up following them back, saying, oopsie, I shouldn't have given that away. Now, seeing that happen is one thing. I mean, the proof, it is there for sure, but seeing the media actually acknowledge that, I mean, that is mind-blowing in my opinion. Here's an article from Game Rant, and they are acknowledging this. They bring up that certain Aquaman starlet. They bring up the movie that they're in as well. So Warner Brothers, they have their title brought in another time with that certain Aquaman starlet's Aquaman co-star Jason Momoa appears to support. Who is that again? Oh yeah, JD. That's right. That certain Aquaman starlet's Aquaman co-star Jason Momoa sparks rumors that he supports JD after suddenly following him on social media. Again, this happens publicly. Everyone can see it. It happens while JD is high profile too. He's sitting right there on the stand, so everybody sees it. They know what the message is. Like I said, even the media, they can't deny what's going on. Now, the articles that talk about this, some of them, they flagrantly say that this is support of JD too. The latest to take JD's side. So they're telling you this is taking JD's side, although in a much more subtle way is Jason Momoa, who has worked with that certain Aquaman starlet on a few occasions, such as in the Aquaman movie. So they're telling you point blank that this is indeed support for JD. It's subtle. I don't think it's very subtle at all, by the way. In Hollywood standards, this is like holding up a giant sign and saying, hey, I support this person, but still they're acknowledging it and they're acknowledging it fully. Now, there's a huge factor in this, too, that I think a lot of people have overlooked, and that's for shill media to say anything, for them to write articles, for them to acknowledge this, or for this to exist in the first place. You know, for Jason Momoa to do this at all, they have to have Warner Brothers signing off. And you know what? Warner Brothers, they have. In fact, in the courtroom, as I've said many times, Warner Brothers has made this very clear. They're throwing that certain Aquaman starlet under the bus. That certain Aquaman starlet did not suffer any adverse employment actions by WB in connection with either Aquaman movie because of any alleged defamatory statements by JD or Adam Waldman that are alleged in her counterclaim. Her compensation, it stayed the same. It wasn't reduced at all because of that. Any alleged delay in picking her up for Aquaman 2 was due to creative issues in casting her for the role of Mira in Aquaman 2, which was communicated to her at the time. Any alleged delay in picking her option up for Aquaman 2 was not due to this dispute with JD or any allegations in the lawsuit specifically included in the counterclaim, and Warner Brothers, they wouldn't have paid her a cent more, not one freaking red cent, even if she had had time to renegotiate her contract. The fascinating thing about this, too, is that Jason Momoa, he may be wrecking that certain Aquaman starlet, but he is by far not the only one. He's not even the only one on the Aquaman 2 movie. You have an actress that's attached to that did it publicly as well. Gal Gadot is said to have done some stuff, too. James Franco, I mean, the names, they just keep going on and on and on. Anyway, let me know what you think about that, and check out our book. Link is in the description. We need your help sending a message with that. These companies like Warner here, they want to treat you like trash. They don't want your support. Walk away from them. Walk towards something better. Help us send that message. Thank you, too, for being here. Appreciate the heck out of you. Until next time, see you soon.